Hello, Dothack Collectors. Today I'd like to go over all the video games for the Dothack series in the order that they were released. So today we'll be looking at the North American and the Japanese versions. I will be excluding for this video the PAL regions and the South Korea versions. So, Dothack first came out in 2002, starting with Dothack Sign, Dothack Mutation, Dothack Outbreak, and Dothack Quarantine. All these four right here are the Japanese version. At first glance, the easiest way to tell is looking for the ESRB rating. There is no ESRB rating. The games go by a SERO rating for Japan. So we also have the North American counterparts. Dothack Infection, Dothack Mutation, Dothack Outbreak, and Dothack Quarantine. These are easily identified by their T for teen ratings down the bottom. So we have the Japanese versions and the North American versions. In North America, however, we also got the demo disc. Dothack Infection, Dothack Mutation, Dothack Outbreak, and Dothack Quarantine. Each of these demos only cover the first dungeon, so you're not going to get much gameplay out of the demo disc, but they are a nice thing to collect. In Japan only, we had these two re-releases. You had Dothack Infection and Mutation together. This is referred to as PlayStation 2 The Best. And you just have the two discs with no anime. The second one, we have Dothack Outbreak and Quarantine, PlayStation 2 The Best, and just like the other, you get the disc only, but no anime. Only available in Japan, we also had Dothack Fragments. This is the free version that came out 1 week early from the retail version that was given away in a lottery. This is the retail version that you could purchase in Japan. And both these games you could play online during that time between 2005 and January of 2007. At this moment, if you want to play these games, you can do so with a patch and to join the new private server hosted by NetSlums. Be sure to check the description down below to learn how to connect and play these games online today. Now in Japan, Dothack GU came out. We had Rebirth, Reminiscence, and Redemption. They also came out with a re-release of this one called The Welcome Price. I don't have the original version, but this is the Welcome Price that came out after. In North America, you have the counterparts here with Dothack Rebirth, Dothack Reminiscence, and Dothack Redemption. Only available in North America for Rebirth, you had a demo disc that looked like this. Also in Japan, you had re-releases called PS2 The Best for Dothack Rebirth, Dothack Reminiscence, and Dothack Redemption. And that ends the PS2 era. How can you play these games? In North America, you can use a fat PS2, a slim PS2, and a backwards compatible PS3. Now the backward PS3 will typically be identified by this chrome trim, this door that opens that has some media devices, and 4 USBs. And the bottom trim will also be chrome. Now, PS2s and the PS3 are region specific for PS2 games only. The PS3 is not region specific when it comes to PS3 games, but for PS2 games it uses the same hardware as the PS2, so if you were to try to play Dothack Fragment on a PS3, the console will not recognize it because the game is an NTSC-J. But these consoles, if you want to play Fragment, you can do so on a PS2 Fat. You need this little adapter here, which will give you a network cable. PS2 Slim will have the port built in, and if you add a custom firmware on a backwards compatible, you can use the network cable on the back. Alternatively, on these two models, you can install Mechapon. What Mechapon does, it lets you play PS2 games from other regions on your console. Now let's say you just wanted to play a PS2 game that came from Japan without any modifications. You can do so on a Japanese PS2. Be sure to check on the bottom for an NTSC-J in order to play an NTSC-J video game. So these two will play hand in hand right out of the box. Next up, PSP. We have one game for the PSP released 3 times. Dothack Link, Dothack Link, and Dothack Link. This is the standard edition, special edition, and the re-release. Both the standard edition and the special edition have the same disc. The re-release is called PSP The Best, but no changes included. All of these 3 games will work on a Sony PSP. It will not work on a PSP Go, however, because the PSP Go is digital only, whereas the PSP uses UMD discs. All these games work fine on a North American PSP because there is no regional lock on a PSP. So all these games will work fine with this. However, if you want to play this in English, because all these games are in Japanese, you will need to download a patch. This patch can be downloaded from Dothack Translate. But you will need to have a custom firmware on the PSP in order to play the patched version. Alternatively, you can play this on an emulator called PPSSPP. And there's also a demo version available on dothack.org. This is the official demo version that came out when the original game first came out in Japan. Once again, it will be in Japanese. Next up, the PS3. We have Dothack Versus. This is a fighting game, unlike the others, which were RPGs up until this point. So here we have Dothack Versus. This is the hybrid pack. Now, hybrid pack refers to the game itself, not this box set. This box set is called the World Edition. So you can get this game in 2 different versions. The World Edition, which comes with all these bonuses, and the Standard Edition, which is just the movie and the game. And there is a third version, but the third version does not have the video game, so we're not going to cover that one. That one's just a DVD of this anime. Now inside, for the standard edition and for the World Edition, you get this disc. This disc is a hybrid disc. The hybrid disc, when put into a PS3, will give you two options. If you go to the video menu on the crossbar media player, you will have the movie Dothack Beyond the World. If you go to the game tab, you will have Dothack Versus, a fighting game. Now this game will work on a PS3, whether it's the original FAT, the backwards compatible version, a PS3 FAT that is not backwards compatible. You can tell by this is not chrome. This is a matte finish. There is no door here, and there's only two USB devices. You can play it on a PSP Slim model, and you can play it on a PSP Super Slim model. This game will work on all three versions, regardless if you have a Japanese PS3 or a North American PSP. This game will work for all three models. And the online mode, if you have a PSN account, you can also play this game online. But this game is in Japanese only. There is no North American version. However, if you go to Fallons.net, there is a patch. You can play this game in English. You will need a custom firmware PS3. So you will need to install a custom firmware in order to play the patch version on your console. Alternatively, you can play this on an emulator called RPCS3. You can patch the game, put it into the emulator, and play the game in English. But gameplay for this on a PS3 will not connect to the PC players. So you're going to have to pick which team you want to play on, Team PC or Team PS3. And the players you play will be restricted to those two avenues. And here we have the PS4. We have Dothack G Last Recode, the Premium Edition, in Japan only. There was no US release of this version. You also have the Standard Edition in Japan, noted by the Zero rating down here at the bottom. And you have the North American version, noted by the T for Teen rating down here at the bottom. Now, this game also came out in the PAL regions, and this game is also available on Steam, and this game is available as a digital download on the PSN network for the PS4. And it does go on sale for $8 if you catch it in time. It is also available on Steam, so if you have a PC, you can play this on Steam. You can also play it on Steam Link using a Steam controller or any USB or Bluetooth controller if you like. And when Steam Deck comes out, you can also play this game on the Steam Deck. And in March 11th, 2022, you will also be able to play this on a Nintendo Switch. whether you have the dock version, the light version, you will be able to play this game on the Nintendo Switch. So those are the official Dothack video games. In addition, Dothack has made cameos in other video games, such as Project Cross Zone for the Nintendo 3DS. Here we have Kite. We also have Project Cross Zone 2. And here we have Haseo. So if you are a collector and you want to play Dothack video games, whether it's PS2, PSP, PS3, PS4, Steam, or the Nintendo Switch, and even on a Nintendo 3DS, your options are available to you. And you can also play these games on PC. As we mentioned before, PS3, you can use the emulator RPCN3, and you can play with players on the PC against other players on the PC. You can play on the digital version on the Steam Link. Soon you will be able to play digital and cartridge on the Switch. So we're hoping that the digital version will be available for that. You can play on the emulator for PPSSPP for Dothack Link. And you should be able to play on the PS2. You have a lot of options, including PSX2, 1.4, 1.6, and 1.7. RetroArch, DuckStation, and a few other emulators available for PC, Raspberry Pi, and other retro devices. Also, you can play Dothack Fragment with this device here or a Ps2 Slim, but also on the emulator, you can play if you set up your network configuration for the emulators, only available on PCSX2, whether it's 1.4, 1.6, or 1.7. You can play online on PC for Dothack Fragment. And the players on a PS2 and the players on a PC can play with each other, unlike Dothack Versus, where only PS3 and PC players play separately with each other, cannot play together. And there you have it. That's how you can play Dothack video games. I believe we've covered all the games with the exception of the Welcome Edition of the Japanese version. I do not have that version. It's basically the same exact game in Japan, only was released in Japan with the Welcome Edition. Unfortunately, the intent was for the Welcome Edition to be cheaper than the retail version, but now it's gone up in price, so that's why I don't have that version. Tell me what you think. What was your favorite Dothack video game for which console? Which one do you still play today? And which one are you still searching for? Be sure to leave those comments down below. And as always, if you like this video, hit like, subscribe to our channel, click on the notification bell if you wish to get notified when these new videos pop up. And be sure to join our Dothack Discord, where we have support and people to play with as well when it comes to the PS2 and the PS3 online games, if you're looking for someone to play with. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.